Hello, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Ali here, Dr. Cass Ingram's son, president of Purely Wild. All right, so what are we doing now? We're going to dive into one of my dad's books. This is my first book that I'm covering, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the name of the book. It's like books that help you, are good for you. In any case, we're going to have a look. A lot of times, we don't have time to read books. So I'm going to just summarize some of the insights from this book. I'm not going to fully do it justice, but this is going to help us to eat well. I'm going to implement this myself. Like I said, I've been working on my health. I eliminated the sugar. I got a personal trainer. I'm trying to implement Dr. Ingram's guidance, and I'm the test subject. We're going to see the sugar, cutting out the sugar, no doubt. I mean, that's helped me a lot. It's been a few weeks. I'm feeling a lot better. But now I'm going to be like, okay, what should I eat? Okay, so let's go to this book and figure it out. So we're going to go to the wild pantry. Well, it's not all going to be wild, but we'll see how much wild food we can get access to. Food is not just fuel, it's biological information. Every bite sends chemical signals to the body's cells. And for thousands of years, the ancient Egyptians and Greeks, food was the primary source of wellness. All right, so let's see if we can dive into this and figure out what we need to eat. So Dr. Ingram here, he's pointing out how there's a difference, in terms of the commercial farming and the wild, as far as the chemistry. The optimal chemistry is found in the wild. And he's giving the example of berries here. And so he's saying that wild plants fight against elements without pesticides. This struggle forces them to develop higher concentrations of protective phytochemicals. Like, for example, berries, commercial berries are often diluted. Wild berries have significantly denser concentrations of cyanosides. Okay, so I hope I got that right. Commercial cattle feed changes the profile, while grass-fed wild style, maintains natural balance. Okay. So, sourcing matters. Go with the natural as much as possible. If you have access to wild, then go with that. If you don't, like in the case of grass-fed beef, that would be optimal. All right, so let's have a look. Phenolic powerhouses, volatile oils, and spices. Carvacrolzaphenol studied for its potent microbial support. This natural oil supports the body's immune response without tissue toxicity. Cumin is another spice that Dr. Ingram recommends. Research indicates that cumin oil may support cellular antioxidant activity by up to 700%. All right. And it's noted for supporting the liver and pancreatic function. Rosemary, volatile oils can be used to support adrenal function and respiratory clarity. Okay. And the quote from the book, oregano oil exhibits perhaps the most potent functional properties of any herbal oil known. Okay, so the essential lipids fueling cardiac engine. Featured compounds carry to monounsaturated fats. The heart's preferred fuel, contrary to glucose first boost. Physiology textbooks note that the heart muscles prefers fatty acids, up to 90% of its energy requirements. Found in beef and avocados. I just remember my dad was, anytime we would order a steak, he would try to find places that would serve grass-fed beef. So he was all about the grass-fed beef. Carotene is the amino acid vehicle required to transport fatty acids into the mitochondria to be burned as fuel. Okay? Almonds. This is something that I've tried to get in the habit of snacking on while I'm working. Make sure they're raw, not roasted. Dense source of magnesium and vitamin E. The oil in almonds acts as a carrier, ensuring these nutrients are bioavailable. Insight. Healthy fats support the integrity of cellular membranes, provide high dense energy for sustained vitality. Okay, so we also have some additional recommendations here from Dr. Cass. The cruciferous defenders, sulfur and indoles. Future compounds, indoles and sulfur. Sulfur is a key component of the body's natural elimination pathways. Broccoli and watercress. Rich in indoles and sulforaphane, these compounds signal the liver to produce protective enzymes, okay, that neutralize environmental stressors. They contain vitamin U, or I should say cabbage contains vitamin. Actually, it's my first time coming across vitamin U. I don't think that gets talked about enough. And traditionally used to soothe the gastric lining and support digestive mobility. Okay. Studies from the 1920s, Dr. Mao, showed that watercress, when added to a child's diet, supported physical development compared to immense calcium and sulfur density. Then we have the root and enzyme complex, heat and flow, and peroxidase. The deep red color comes from beets, which support liver regeneration and blood flow. Horseradish contains enzymatic compounds traditionally used to clear respiratory passages and support the body's defense against cellular mutation. Ginger contains protective enzymes that reduce inflammation markers. It's a driver for improving circulation and delivers nutrients to extremities. Digestion is the foundation of health. These foods provide heat and enzymatic activity that break down nutrients. Oh, they help with digestion. That's really interesting. All right, excellent. Okay, the vital proteins. Okay, this is definitely a wonderful improvement for me. The building blocks, immune cells, liver cells, and lymph cells all require 8 essential amino acids for synthesis. Complete proteins are essential for structural repair. Beef is a high source of hydrogen ions for molecular energy, provides iron and B12 in their most bioavailable forms. Okay. Chicken contains short fiber proteins, making it one of the most easily digested protein sources. Wild salmon as well has the dual benefit of protein plus omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, essential for cognitive function and managing inflammation. All right. Then the flavonoid spectrum over here, pigments of protection. You have strawberries. Dr. Ingram is recommending, okay, these compounds act as scavengers, neutralizing free radicals before they damage DNA. Red sour grapes, they contain resveratrol. He was really big on that, and this compound utilized to support collagen structures and arterial flexibility. All right, and then blueberries, they contain pigments that have a specific affinity for the retina, supporting the regeneration of visual purple. These are all going to be on my shopping list, or as many as possible. I'm going to try to acquire as many of these as possible and make these available try to just limit myself to eating these things that he is recommending, and we will see what the results will be. I'm hoping I'm going to be so energetic that I'm just like bouncing off the walls and I'm able to do everything I want to do. So let's see. All right. So then the mineral matrix, electrolytes and trace elements, unrefined sea salt, it's essential for adrenal function. So this is one thing he always told me that I was deficient in, is the adrenals. Why? Because I've struggled a lot with energy, especially in the morning. Just very slow energy crashes. And so we don't get the bleached table salt, get the unrefined salt that provides the trace minerals necessary for maintaining the body's electrical gradients. Okay, wild rice, this is hard to come by. Not a true rice, but a water grass. All right, interesting. And pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, try to get the raw pumpkin seeds. A powerhouse of beta carotene and potassium, supports skin and mucosal health. The fermentation factor. All right. Yogurt, pre-digested food. This makes it very easy to digest. The fermentation process breaks down the casein and lactose, making nutrients bioavailable. Okay. All right. And it supports the gut's ability to synthesize B vitamins. Okay, and then you have vinegar, known as nature's potassium supplement, contains acetic acid, which aids in the breakdown of minerals in the stomach, supports healthy blood sugar regulation. Sauerkraut, I don't think I've ever really incorporated this in my diet. Rich in beneficial probiotics and vitamins, the fermentation process preserves the cabbage, while creating new nutrients and enzymes. Synergy of absorption, you are what you absorb. All right, so the cell door, spinach plus olive oil, absorption. Okay, so these combinations, carrots, beta-carotene plus butter equals vitamin A conversion. Interesting, I never thought about it that way. Key concept, fat soluble dependent. The fat is key. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat soluble. They cannot be absorbed without dietary fat to trigger bile release. Action, healthy fats are the delivery system for the plant's protection. Phytochemical density due to the lack of pesticides and natural growth stressors. Supermarket yams are just sweet potatoes, rich in vitamin A. True African yams contain 0 vitamin A. Wild rice versus brown rice. Wild rice has more than double the niacin and riboflavin as of brown rice and is free from the rancidity found in rice bran. Sea salt versus pure white salt is chemically bleached, destroying the iodine. Okay, gray/red salt retains the mineral profile, and pink salmon is less nutrient dense. Deep red sockeye indicates high nutrient content. All right, so the chemical arsenal of the wild pantry: carver crawl, wild oregano, immune support. Indoles, you have the broccoli, cellular defense. Okay, so look at this, look at all this. Once you get all this incorporated in your diet, you're getting all sorts of goodness. Beef avocado for heart fuel, beets for liver support, and strawberries for antioxidants, blueberries for vision, vinegar for digestion, watercress, enzyme activity. Modern wild diet. Daily protocol that integrates bioactive foods into a modern lifestyle. All right, so here's just an example, like where you could have, you have your breakfast, yogurt plus berries. And for lunch, sardines, chicken watercress, olive oil, snacks, almonds, pumpkin seeds. Dinner, grass-fed beef, wild salmon, plus broccoli and wild rice. This is supporting homeostasis. God willing, by the will and permission of the Almighty Creator, we're going to do our best to absorb this advice and integrate it. I speak for myself. I'm 39. I didn't always take my dad's advice. There's all sorts of family drama. Sometimes you might take the advice from an outsider, right? Like, even though your father's like a leading nutritional expert, you're like, but Dad, you forgot to show up to this event. So I don't know you. It's not rational, it's emotional. You're like, I'm not going to take your advice. Anyway, to your own detriment. But I'm very grateful for my father and his work. And, he's supporting me, even though he's not here with us in this world. He's moved on to the next. God bless his soul. He's actually supporting us through his work. And I'm recovering now. His advice is helping my health to improve. I believe that this is going to be the case for a lot of people because he helped a lot of people in his lifetime. This will be an ongoing charity for his work to reach more people because a lot of us are suffering. We're struggling with our health and we don't know how to cope with all this toxicity in our environment and in our food supply. And so this is a major need in our world to simplify our foods and go back to foods found in nature that are unmodified, that are the best for us. In any case, the body does possess the intelligence to repair and maintain itself, provided it receives the right inputs, right? So it's about inputs when your body processes that food, and then inputs, processes, and outputs, like anything, right? If you don't have the right inputs, you're not able to function properly, you don't have the right outputs. This was my experience in the past. By shifting the diet from processed fuel to wild, bioactive information, we support the body's natural ability to balance homeostasis. Choose foods that are rich, close to the earth, rich in color and dense chemistry. If you have the patience to sit through all of this, I admire you. God bless you, and wish you the best, most optimal health. And take care.